Well, I'm checking to check out. So just a quick video. What do you call it? Just want to talk about the fight what's going on this weekend in Birmingham. Not one that I'm going to anyway, but I just want to talk about it. And mainly I want to talk about Ben Whittaker, really. And this guy, right? He's been to the Olympics. He's medaled at the Olympics. I don't know what medal he got, but did he win gold or something? I can't remember. He's only had a few pro fights, and already, yeah, you get the negativity and slating this man gets is just unreal, bro. Like, people can't wait to see his demise already. Man's already had a few fights, and he's been out for 9 months with a shoulder injury, which he was carrying in the last fight. That's why he didn't look that good on the last fight, because he's fighting he fought on the Anthony Joshua Usyk card, the second Usyk fight. So what was that, last August or whatever it was? So he was fighting with that injury then, right? So obviously he took 9 months out, got healed, now he's coming back. And people are saying that, this guy's an arrogant. This guy's arrogant. He's a mug. He's a cocky shit. He's a cocky shit. He's this, is that. He only fights tomato cans and all this bullshit. I'm like, you know what people say, don't you? And I know what kind of people who do say this shit. Alright, it's the same people, right, that have an inferiority complex when they see a certain kind of man, yeah, of melanated skin, right, who's very confident and assured themselves, right. Like I said, certain people cannot stand that. They hate it. They want melanated men or women, more so men. They want melanated men to basically stay in the lane. And what do I mean by stay in the lane? Basically, you got to be completely humble, be politically correct, give all the right answers and all that bullshit. And guess what? That's what worked for Anthony Joshua. That's why he didn't get the heat that others are getting heat, that Ben Whittaker's getting heat from now. Man's only had a few fights, bro. A few pro fights. And people saying that he's fighting tomato cans and that. What the fuck you on about? Anthony Joshua was fighting tomato cans for his first fucking 15 fights, but no one had a problem with that. You know why? I'll tell you why, right? One, he's got the backing of Eddie Hearn, okay? I mean, we all know a lot of people like Eddie Hearn. Two, he was, at that time, he was Mr. Stay Humble, yeah? Mr. Politically Correct. That's what his persona has been all the way up until about recently. All the way up until about, when did he really start showing his true colours? I think it might have been after the first Usyk fight he started showing his true colours. And that's when the fans turned on him then. What do I mean by showing his true colours? Basically, he got rid of that fucking politically correct bullshit, and he was being himself. And fans didn't like that, because they want melanated men to stay in their lane. They want them to be like in the background. Don't want to hear too much from them. We don't want to hear too much from them unless it's good politically correct speech. And as long as you're out there knocking out some stiffs, yeah, that's fine. So they want you to basically go out, do your job, don't say a word, don't be confident, don't be arrogant, don't be cocky, don't be self-assured, right? And we'll like you. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Always come down to that. I can just give you a few examples now, and it's all the same. One, Floyd Mayweather. Two, Anthony Yard. Who else now? There's more, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. So what? Yeah. So Floyd Mayweather, Anthony Yard, the Charlo twins, Jamal Charlo. Who else? I'm just trying to think of who else. Obviously Ben Whittaker, who we're talking about now. Who else? But anyway, there's enough examples there, right? And all these people got something in common. They're all melanated. They're all melanated men. They're all self-assured, outspoken, confident. And yeah, there can be a bit of arrogance. Why not? Now, I'm not saying that all these fighters have achieved the same things, because they haven't. But they've all got that. They've all got those things in common. What I've just said. And guess what? And they're the most hated people. Again, if it took time to think of more other fighters, I could probably think of them. If I could think of more melanated fighters, I could, I would think. But I'm just literally just going off page right now. Again, these are all different fighters who all achieve different things. They've achieved a lot. Apart from Ben Whittaker and Anthony Yarde, they've all achieved a lot in the sport. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather goes without question. Jamal Charlo is, what is he, undisputed? Undisputed champ. Jamal Charlo, he's won bouts. Even Devin Haney, undisputed. And Devin Haney isn't that outspoken like that. He keeps it more on the humble side, but he ain't afraid to tell people who he is and what he can do. Again, he's hated for that. It's not like, but why should he be hated? He's got all the fucking accolades. And all the way up to people like Anthony Yarde and Ben Whittaker, they haven't won anything yet, really. Well, in pro, I don't mean, Anthony Yarde fell short at the top level, but it doesn't matter though. He was confident enough to go up there and do it, and have them fight Kovalev, fight Beterbiev, right? These are all world class elite fighters, and he come up short. But he gave them a run of the money. He gave both of them fighters a fucking run for their money, to the point where they look like they could get stopped. Okay, so again, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence why this happens. Again, it's certain non-melanated people who want to see melanated people. Again, we don't want you to be self-assured. We don't need to be confident. We don't need to be outspoken. We don't want none of that. We're not like that. Unless you're gonna be nice and politically correct and be a good Negro, yeah. Be a good Negro. Go around smiling and that, because a lot of non-melanated people, if they come across a Negro who's always smiling, always smiling and shit and being politically correct, they can tolerate that. That's fine. They don't feel threatened by it. But if you're self-assured, right, confident, they don't like it. They don't want it. We can draw comparisons to, look at Conor McGregor. He can go out and do what the fuck he wants to do. This guy, bro, like literally, if you want to talk about being arrogant and outspoken and shit like that, he does it to another level, bro. He's there out slapping old men in the pub. He's been caught slapping old men in the pub, right? Because he didn't want to take his drink. Because the old man didn't want to try his drink, so he slapped him. Conor McGregor's done all types of fucked up shit. He's you know what I mean, right? What else did he do? He's done some crazy shit, man. But what I'm saying is, it's okay for him not to do that. No one's really saying anything about that, though, are they? No one really said. None of the non-melanated people had a problem with him doing that or being that way. Because it was all good, wasn't it? You know what I mean? They like that. As soon as someone who's got a bit of melanated skin color like me, You're not allowed to do that shit. We're not tolerating that. Stay in your fucking lane, right? Be a good Negro. Just smile and say please and thanks, and we'll tolerate that. And that's what we're seeing right here now. Yeah. The amount of shit I've seen online about Ben Whittaker has really pissed me off, to be honest. But I know where the energy's coming from now. You know what I mean? I can understand if this guy's had like 15 fights and he's fought nobody and he's looked kind of crap in them fights, and he's still talking all that big shit, and he's still all like very self-assured and confident. I could understand then if people started slating him, then I could understand that. But that isn't the fucking case. He hasn't lost yet. He's only had a few fights, professional fights, but he's been hammered. You know what I mean? This guy's a mug and all this bullshit. Can't stand this guy. Can't wait till somebody humbles him and all this bullshit. Again, we know where that energy's coming from. We know where that fucking energy's coming from, and that's all I'm gonna say on that anyway. I'm not gonna ramble on too long on this video. So with that, I'm out anyway.